Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video. In this video, we're talking about how you guys can go ahead and complete all of the historic Spotlight Sim challenges. And I know I haven't done any of the actual historic Spotlight Sim challenges, but we've been able to actually go through and look at them, and they're literally exactly the same as the other challenges. You don't need anything for them. We just have to basically do the same thing that you did for the normal Spotlight Sim challenges, just basically face, I think, roughly different teams. Yeah, it's just all of the historic teams. So that's really all it is, and it's a little bit different, but some of the challenges will still be the same. So you guys can see you're going to need 3 players, 5 players, I think 7 players, up to 10 players at max. So what I recommend doing before you go into each game is coming over here and go to a lineup. And for example, I'm trying to do the Trailblazers lineup. So here we have the Trailblazers right here. Trailblazers right there with Arvidas, and then the entire bench. So what I recommend is going ahead and buying most of the Spotlight Sim, the NBA 2020 Series 2 collection cards. I myself have gone through and basically completed all of it, but they're really good cards to just throw in the background and get at least 8 of them to throw on the bench, and then you could probably find 2 really solid cards for it, and then you get to use 3 that are just basically all your own. I recommend using somebody who is a great offensive threat, like I'm using Zach LaVine, just to kind of do everything in general for you. This John Wall is another great option for it. If you have some of the Spotlight Sim cards, Malcolm Brogdon would be amazing for it. Somebody that's good, has Hall of Fame clamps, can shoot the lights out, got that range extender, and can still slash the basket and play great. I use Josh Smith because he's a great 2 and 3 man to run as well. But really, you just kind of need a 3 and D wing, I feel like, as well. And then for your last card, I use Dino Raja because he is so good, basically like a Giannis player. He's really cheap, and I think this is another guy that you guys can get really easily as well. So just go ahead and grab up Dino, somebody that's great at 3 and D and a nice offensive player, and you'll be pretty set for it. Now, for some of the challenges, there are some assists, points, threes, things like that you have to hit. So the first tip that I would say for actually finishing some in-game things is go ahead and pick up the Nets playbook from the Eastern Conference 2020 collection and throw it on to your team. As you can see, I did here. And none of this actually matters. You want to get the Nets playbook, and that is it. And then once you're good with all that, you want to go ahead and hop in to your game. Now, as we load in here, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the cards that I think you might want to go ahead and get yourself. I am going, obviously, for Geoff Petrie, just to kind of have fun with it, mess around with it, and just kind of enjoy it. But there's also, Boogie Cousins, there's Caron, Butler, Sean Elliott looks really good. A lot of people are into the Vlade Divac. Thurl Bailey is an amazing, and I mean an amazing guy to go ahead and try to pick up as well. There's just a lot of great cards here that you guys can get. Now, when you first load into the game, you're going to want to go over here to game plan, go to defensive settings, and then we're going to set our on-ball pressure to tight, our off-ball pressure to tight, the force direction to baseline, and our on-ball screen to go over. The reason I do this is I just like to stop all threes, and it helps just the AI know what's going on in the center. At least stays a little close. It's just a personal thing I like to throw on. Then we go to the offensive settings for rebounds. If this option is available, it is not always available, but go to limit transition, and then your tempo you want to shoot at will. The freelance, I bring it to the Bucks 2018. This doesn't really do too much. It just kind of gives you a lot of spacing if you need it. And then the play selection, what I do is to pass and screen away, and then go to quick through STS and assign it to one of the slashers that you have here. Zach LaVine, Brandon Roy, Josh Smith all would work great because they're nice and quick. Don't throw it to a slow guy. Put the quick through STS on somebody who is actually pretty quick, and you'll be pretty set. Now, with the defensive settings, how they work is they work better if you are playing more of a off-ball approach. And if you guys have to have those challenges where you have to hold a team to under 50 or things like that, they work pretty well for that, and I'll show you guys how to do it once we go on defense. But what you're going to do is immediately load in and turn on the Bucks 2018 freelance. Then you just hit L1 once, or L1 again, which is the triggers, the left trigger once and then twice, and then you just give it off to your shooting guard, and your PG will run down and get a nice and easy dunk every single time. So anybody that is struggling with points, quick through STS is the way to go. Now, with this defensive settings, I will go here, take and grab Dino, and literally just play off ball. You can see, because we have Zach LaVine, who can still play offense really well as have that good defense, he can still guard the on-ball players, and then I'm really just here with Dino, kind of playing back, watching everything, and just making sure we're all good and ready to go. If there's things like team points, you will get 50 to 60 points like you need. Eventually, you can see right there, Dino's playing some great defense, and this is really all you have to do to win a lot of these games. The reason is, when you're running quick through STS and doing that sort of thing, if you have to have a certain player that needs 10 assists, eventually Brandon Roy is going to get those 10 assists. He's my shooting guard, by the way. So whenever your shooting guard is going to get 10 to 15 assists, or in general, you'll get 10 to 15 assists just doing STS all game. And even if you want to just mix it up and do something different, that works all great as well. If you need to do points, obviously quick through SES helps you with that, but what it doesn't help you with is actually getting 3-point shots. So one thing that you can go ahead to help out the 3-point shots is for play selection. You can go to floppy, which is a 3-point play, and assign it to one of your good shooters. For example, we can do Brandon Roy, and then we can come in here, run a floppy play. You can see it wants Zach LaVine to come into here, and Brandon Roy is going to run a big loop, get wide open from 3, take it, and he missed it that time, but most of the time it can be cashed, especially let your feet set. That's a pro tip. Catch it, let your feet set, and then take it, and that can help you get some of the threes. Again, the defensive one is really just throw on these settings and just off ball, and eventually you'll be fine. Just wait, play patient, and just make sure you get boards. That's the biggest thing. Make sure you get rebounds and go with it. Another way you can get threes is if you call, for a pick and roll here. You usually can just kind of hop to the side, and you saw for a second there I was actually pretty wide open. I just didn't take it. And look at this, Dino's getting boards, and also right there, those offensive rebounds to kickouts work really, really well for threes as well. The threes usually only 5 or so, and there's really no challenges for blocks or steals, anything like that. Just one is like team rebounds. I think that's really easy to do. It's like only 10 or so. Most of these challenges are really easy, and I feel like most of you guys can go ahead and clear them without too much problem. But this is just here as a video to serve some inspiration or help to anybody that does need it or feels like, maybe they had trouble with a game or two. There's going to be certain teams that are hard, like in the normal Spotlight Sims. The Toronto Raptors, I felt like one of the teams that was super, super difficult to get past because they're so good at defense. These bad boy Pistons might be, that team for you because they have such good defense on the historic. But I think most of you guys should pretty handedly beat a lot of these teams pretty easily, except maybe Hall of Fame. You'll have trouble once or twice. If this video did help you out in any sort of way, please leave a like down below, as well as comment any of the ways that maybe you guys have had to win some of these games. I hope all of you guys can go ahead to get this Galaxy Opal Kareem, get that Galaxy Opal Mulllin, Arenas, and eventually that Galaxy Opal Kobe. Really hope everybody can do it. That card is amazing. Subscribe if you guys are new on the road to 5.1K. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.